Hi flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm, and today I thought I would talk about the flower farming books that I love so much. I don't even know if I have all of them here in my pile. I just grabbed what I could off like the side table where I sit every evening because I'm usually rummaging through a book. So a lot of these books are books you guys already know, but I've seen a lot of people asking lately, what can I get for winter reading, or what books should I have on my Christmas list? And there are way too many books to talk about here. I don't have all the books that I want in my collection, but I can tell you where you can get some good ideas and some good references for some books that you might want to go ahead and purchase. First of all, I have Good Bug, Bad Bug. Is it backwards on the screen? Because it's backwards on the screen for when I look at it. So Good Bug, Bad Bug, I don't think it's in production anymore, but you might be able to find it on the interwebs. This is exactly what it says. Jessica Walliser is the author, and it details leaf miner. It's a pest. Why? How to kill it. How to spot the damage. Like, it goes through all of the organic methods, etc., etc., of the most common bugs that we have issues with. Guess what it has in here? The tarnished plant bug. Guess what else it has in here? There's no specific section on the thrip here, but on page 63, the thrip is my arch nemesis. It's actually like, what the thrip? It's my swear word if you don't know that. I use thrip as a curse word in my videos on occasion. Anyway, on page 63, the evidence is right here. But the big-eyed bug is a beneficial bug that will eat your thrips. A big-eyed bug, I like it. Okay, anyway, so Good Bug, Bad Bug might not be in production any longer, but you should be able to find it somewhere on the internet. Maybe if enough people are interested, it'll go back into production. I'm not done going through this book yet, but this is called The Flower Recipe, and I first heard of it because Jill Rizzo was a guest on the Slow Flower podcast, and I have gotten so many book ideas from the Slow Flower podcast. It's absolutely amazing. Debra Prinzing is the host. It's a podcast. You listen to it. I put it on in the car when I'm driving, and she's not every episode, but many of her podcasts include someone who's written a book about flowers, so that's where I'm getting a lot of these ideas from. The Flower Recipe. So you'll see right on the cover, it's absolutely gorgeous, and each of the flowers are identified in this book, and I mean, you just open it up and it just gives you so many ideas for so many things. It's got single stem arrangements. Oh, here's a section on hellebore, and it shows you all the ways you can use a hellebore. It's got ingredients, what to add into each bouquet. It's absolutely gorgeous. Not only are the pictures gorgeous themselves, but the information on here, oh, it's a lupini. It's so beautiful. Anyway, I love it. I haven't gone through the whole book yet, but Jill Rizzo was on the Slow Flowers podcast. She's not the only author on here. Alethea Herbaceous I just saw, see, a stilby. I have that stilby right there. That's on my perennial list. I'm pumped about that. So anyway, ooh, heuchera leaf. See, there's so many things that you could use in your arrangements that you don't even think of. You don't think, oh, let me use a heuchera. Who uses a heuchera? I ordered 25. So I might be using a heuchera. Anyway, it's like inspiration. I love it. On to the tried and true. Cool flowers, Lisa Mason Zigler. Some people say Ziegler. It's Zigler to me. I have local Ziglers, I call it Zigler. So Lisa is obviously the founder of the Gardener's Workshop, and she puts on those yearly flower farming classes every year, and now she's taking on even more people who are now, you know, she's helping produce courses for other people. You guys, pretty sure you've all heard of Lisa Mason Zigler. She is one of the more experienced flower farmers, having done it for more than 2 decades. She's in Virginia, Newport News, Virginia. She has done cool flowers, and then she also did Vegetables Love Flowers. And Vegetable Loves Flowers, oddly enough, is not a book about vegetables. It's definitely a book about flowers. So let's break down the two books. Cool Flowers, and I've done this before. I've talked about this before, but I'm doing it again. Cool Flowers talks about flowers that you can plant in the fall and that will overwinter, and that will come for you in the spring like winter has not even occurred. For some zones, for my zone, zone 4B, we start things early and put them in the ground before our last frost. They are hardy enough to take those colder temperatures, and it gives you about a 6-week jump start on your season. So Cool Flowers is all about those flowers that can withstand the colder temperatures, and it breaks it down by zone for you. It's also got photos of like her weeding techniques. It's also got pictures of germinating plants, so you can see what a baby plant would look like when you're germinating. So Vegetable Loves Flowers is more on the opposite side of the spectrum. She talks about her warm season flowers. She's got some stuff in here too, but her celosias, her zinnias, the sunflowers. When should I plant? Transplants or seeds? Tender annuals, so more tender annuals, but she has so much more in here. Aww. There's Berry, her old pupsies. So she's got Gomphrena, which is a Globe Amaranth. She's got Dill in here, Pincushion flowers, Heroes of the Garden. So she's talking about pollinators and what's important there as well. So anyway, oh, she's got how to like attract, well, you can't really see this, but this is like a pollinator home, like how to attract your bees and your beneficial insects to your garden, which is also great. My fingers are cold. I'm so sorry, I'm cold. I'm always cold, guys. I'll tell you what temperature is today. It is November 23rd, upstate New York. My fingers are cold. 36 degrees. It's not horrible, but my fingers are always cold. Floret! Wait, is this the first one? Should I do? Right? This one's first, right? Yeah, okay. Cut Flower Garden. Floret, obviously Erin from Floret makes amazingly scrumptious books to look at. Absolutely gorgeous. So much information. This is kind of one of the first books that I actually invested in. Take that back. I got it from my local library. I took it out from the local library a year and a half ago or something like that. Kept it for longer than I should have, but my local library did away with late fees, so, and I used to work there. That's okay. I've got one of those special memberships. Anyway, I kept like renew, and nobody else was taking it out. Nobody else was taking it out, which is weird because nowadays I don't think that would be the case. So anyway, Erin goes over so many things. Such beautiful, oh, this section right here is on peonies, and they're just, oh, look how cute she is. Like, she's the cutest. All of her pictures are just phenomenal. Her husband takes a lot of her photos, and that's awesome. I wish Brad Pitt would get behind the camera. It's just me over here. It's just me, Brad Pitt. He's at work, otherwise I'd put him on camera. Oh, she goes over her favorite narcissus, daffodils. Oh, which I'm planting a couple of these this year. I'm planting Pink Charm, which I told you guys that. Pink Charm, Sir Winston Churchill I already have. Tahiti I planted this year. I'm so excited about they're just my favorite. Anyway, Erin has so many like necessary tools are in here. Let me go through the index with you guys for a minute. What do we got? Oh, okay, so the book is broken down into seasons. She shows you what's going on at her farm every season of the year. My fingers are so cold. Right now, I would be wearing gloves if I was doing work out in the garden. But no, I'm just standing here on the porch like a moron. So she goes through everything that she does on her farm, from how she does landscape fabric, how she does like corralling the dahlias, etc., etc. It's a really great, beautiful thing. She talks about projects, and she breaks down how to build a flower crown. Come on now. Who doesn't want that? Okay, so that's that one. Then Erin put out A Year in Flowers, and this is less on the farming end, more on the inspiration end. It's just stunningly gorgeous images from her farm, which is in Washington State. It's I think she's zone 7-ish, 7A, 7B, I don't know which one. Look, frosted explosion grass. That's what I have growing wild all over here that I love so much. Balls of Ireland, celosia, you know, all the things that you look at and you get inspiration from. She's really doing that. And she's been one of the huge proponents of sweet pea, because sweet pea was one of Erin's first flowers that she grew because of her grandmother. So anyway, really beautiful story, really beautiful books. I've also pre-ordered Erin's book, Discovering Dahlias. That is available for pre-order. The book itself is not going to be shipping until March, but I'm super stoked to have been on the pre-order list because she just announced a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, that everyone who pre-ordered her books is getting a special gift of dahlia seeds. So I've never grown dahlias from seeds, and I'm so excited to try it out. I don't care what color they are, I don't care what variety it is, and I don't think she actually, I don't think it's gonna come labeled. I think it's gonna be like, well, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. And I'm just excited. My friend Gina, she has started dahlias from seeds and has gotten just as beautiful and just as highly productive of a plant than if she put a tuber in the ground. So if that's the case, guys, I might start switching over, because this was going to be part of the Q&A, but I'll tell you a little bit about it now. My dahlia situation, we all know, if you've watched any of my videos, you probably know that my dahlias struggled this year. They struggled because of the weather, and turns out, I would say 50% of them had leafy gall when I pulled them up this year. So some of them were fine. A couple of varieties were okay. I stored them. The rest, I had to throw a majority of them out because they were so diseased. Not only did they have leafy gall, I had crown gall on some of them. I also had rot on some of them. And I was, I posted in the dahlia information page, I would cut a tuber off looking fine, and within 30 seconds, the inside skin of that tuber turned from that beautiful beigey peach color to blue black, like boom. I was like, what's going on? It was almost like a color changing toy that I had or something. I would cut it open, it looked beautiful, 30 seconds later, it's black. I posted a picture, and Connie Thompson is hugely a great resource on the dahlia information page, and she was just like, that's rot, honey, I'm so sorry. So I lost most of my dahlia stock this year. Yeah. I think I got some of my pink pearls look good. My pink pearls look good. And some of my other ones were okay. The ones that I got from Swan Island dahlias, none of them had gall. None of them had rot. Those were I was able to store all of those. But all of the other ones that I got from overseas, and I'm not saying it's because it was overseas, that just happened to be where I got them from, they nasty. I tossed them. So that was a huge disappointment, because that was a big investment, and that money just went whoo. So we'll see what happens next. You kicked the camera, I'm so sorry. Okay, like I was talking about, I already talked about this. Why am I picking it up again? Discovery Dahlias is her third book, coming out in March. You can pre-order it now. Okay, we've all talked about this. This is Dr. A's specialty cut flower book. This is probably the book with the most cumulative information on any specific variety of flower that you can grow for cut flowers. That's it. It's my Bible. It's the one that I will turn to if I have a question. I know I'm going to turn to this book first, because it's immensely organized. I don't have to skim through the book to find something. It's in alphabetical order, or I just go to the index and figure out where something is, because sometimes they're underneath their the Latin name, the botanical name, and sometimes they're not. Like tulip, even tulips are tulipa. Anyway, so this book is available on Dr. Armitage's website. I also have, I didn't bring it down with me, but the perennial book is still upstairs in my my purple room, my flower room up there. And this and that are like, here's the cut flowers, that book is the perennial book. It's amazing. Okay. Oh, this is also another one of Dr. A's books. This one's called Vines and Climbers. So one of the ways I see a lot of people bringing interest to their bouquets is by adding vines and climbers to it. The clematis vines, especially when those seed pods develop. So this has got beautiful photos about a lot of the vines and climbers that we can grow around here. Oh gosh. They're so beautiful. And not all of that. This is not a book about cut vines and cut climbers, but it's kind of like a experimental where you could just kind of see what you want to grow. But I know some of these are definitely you can use for cuts. Just interesting, because I'm really trying to up my landscaping too. So I'll be checking this out. Haven't gone through it all the way yet. And then you can't talk about flower farming books without bringing up Lynn Byczynski. This is another book that I actually just recently bought because I did get this one from the library and I kept it for months longer than I should have. Bless you, library, I love you. So this is a comprehensive A to Z. How do I do? What do I do? Where do I plant? When do I plant? How do I cut? How do I store? How do I weed? How do I compost? I could go on forever and ever. I read it again yesterday. I'm in quarantine. I read it again from front to back yesterday, and I just absorb all of the information, and that's what you should be doing, okay? You should be doing that. Anyway, this is the American Bittersweet. This is what, sorry, you can't really see it. Is it gonna focus? It's amazing. Sunflower Steve sent me some of this. It was in the thing that I was sitting next to me in all my recent videos. So anyway, these are some of the books that I have. I know that there's a couple more hiding, and there's some more that I want to purchase because of listening to Debra Prinzing's Slow Flower podcast. I started way back from the beginning. She started the podcast in 2013. I went way back, and I've been listening to them all from the beginning. So that's 7 years ago. I just listened to Aaron from Floret and Jenny from Love and Fresh Flowers in 2014. I just listened to them 7 years ago talk about their ideas and their dreams and their competitive nature and how they want to make their businesses a booming success. Bravo, ladies, because here we are 7 years later and you are one of the top names in flower farming and bouquets and weddings and everything. So bravo. You know how inspiring that is to go back 7 years and listen to someone's hopes and dreams and knowing where they are now? Woo! If that doesn't inspire you, I don't know what else will. So go check out Debra Prinzing's Slow Flowers podcast. It's definitely made a huge impact. It's inspiring. And I got all these books. And she's got a website and you can check everything out. So anyway, just a lot of information for you guys to take in. So this is day two of my quarantine. So guess what we're gonna do tomorrow, I think. And I'm not sure. I'm not even positive, but I want to go down, way down yonder under the property where I planted the winterberries, the pussy willows, and the witch hazels this past spring and check on those because I haven't gone to check on them at all. I have no idea what they're doing. So we're gonna do that, I think, tomorrow. I'm gonna start my eucalyptus seed. I'm gonna do my Q&A, I think I'm gonna do on Thanksgiving. So it'll be a Thanksgiving Day Q&A. I'm not gonna do live or anything, but I'm taking all of your questions that are on, I did a question post. It's like a picture on YouTube under the community tab. If you look that on my page, you can submit a question and I'm gonna try to get to everybody. They're already like, between my Instagram and that post, there's already over 50 questions. So I don't know how long I'm gonna let it go. Maybe I should just do it live. It's so much easier than recording and all that stuff. But no, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna answer all your questions and let you guys know I am not an expert at this whatsoever. This is just me going at it, doing what I can, sharing my experience and building a flower farming community, really. So anyway, that's all for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow.